Barack Obama's return to the U.S. coincided with his largest lead ever in several polls. A Gallup tracking poll from Sunday showed that he increased his lead over John McCain among registered voters by 6 points following his trip. Obama maintains most of that gain into today, beating McCain 48 to 40%. But a separate poll among a smaller sample of likely voters has McCain beating Obama by 4 points, where just last month he was behind by 6. If you can make sense of that all, you're better than me. But joining us now, the author of the best-selling book, Fleeced, former Clinton advisor, longtime Susan Estrich friend, Dick Morris. Here is this book, Mazel Tov, Dick. It's
Thank you.
On the bestseller list.
Yep,
What? Number two. And,
That's
you
right.
know, who's beating you? Somebody?
That's right. A humorist.
Humor. What can you do? We'll have some fun.
That's right.
Tell me, you've got a new poll, a new column coming out Wednesday that sort of sheds some light on what's going on with these polls. What's up?
I have been wondering why Obama has feet of clay, why he has not gone 10 points ahead, because the media is so pushing for him.
And because it couldn't be a better year for a Democrat. If you know.
And so I asked Fox News to do a special run of their latest poll that they did, breaking it down by age and by gender. And what I'm finding is that his problem is older women.
We don't call them older, Dick.
Okay.
We call them women over 40.
Over 40. You know, if
young, but not really young women, right?
If soccer moms were the key in '96 and security moms were the key in 2004, senior moms, older moms, over 40 moms is the key now.
Women in their prime.
Okay. Normally, a Democratic candidate for president would be carrying women over 40 by 10 points and would have a greater lead among women than among men of about 15. But Obama is losing women over 40 by 4 points.
How can you lose that?
At the same time that McCain is carrying men under 40, over 40 by 10. So Obama, who should be killing McCain among women over 40, is losing women over 40 by 4 points, losing them. And that is enormous, because that's the base, the guts, the strength of the Democratic Party. Now, among women under 40, McCain is doing very poorly, and Obama is doing great.
Except they don't vote as much, right?
Well, they will for him, but he's carrying women under 40 by 13. But this explains his problem. It is the Hilary Clinton voter that he is losing. It is the women who have confronted sexism, who've lived their lives in its shadow, but who also, I think, are afraid of the other, who are afraid of Obama, who see him as something culturally very different and are wondering what they're going to get. And the wisdom of the Republican electorate in nominating McCain, who is a candidate that women over 40 could very easily vote for because they've seen him as a maverick and an independent. But this puts Obama's problem into sharp perspective.
So, the $64,000 question. Does he pick Hillary?
Well,
is that the solution to the problem?
Well, that's a little bit like you're in the middle of the ocean and a hole in the bottom of your boat and water's coming in, and you drill another hole for the water to go out.
Well, it works, right? It comes in, it goes out, you know.
Tim Kaine's number. It's going to be Tim Kaine, right?
Because I think that Hillary brings with her a whole other set of problems. But this clearly opens a door for McCain. If McCain can find a vice presidential choice that appeals to women over 40, this could be enormous for him. This could be huge.
By the way,
I don't know. Kay Bailey Hutchison from Texas, Condoleezza Rice.
She just adopted some kids, two kids, I think.
Condoleezza Rice. A variety. The governor of Alaska, I forgot her name.
Alice Powell.
Yeah.
Yeah, for Sarah. Let me go back. Let me ask you this.
Huge weakness.
If you look at this, here he goes on this trip. Here these massive crowds show up. But yet, he gets a quick spike and an immediate drop in the polls.
Yep.
You know, if you look at the likely voter aspect of the Gallup poll, McCain's up by 4.
Well, what that shows is the impossibility of polling this race. Because you have a 4-point lead one way among likely voters and a 6-point lead the other way among all voters. And the question is, who's going to vote? This is a revolutionary election for black and young people. And you could have a massively greater turnout. In fact, that poll doesn't even capture it, because you have the people they don't even call because they're not registered to vote yet, who will become registered to vote vote
more importantly,
because of
that everyone
Obama.
has cell phones.
What about
They
the
still
black
don't
vote, though, Dick? I mean, do we trust these polls in terms of the race issue?
Well, I think the issue, of course, is are there whites who are saying they're going to vote for Obama, the Wilder factor, the Bradley factor.
Governor Bradley.
that emerged in
Let me ask, let's
California.
go through some issues here. Oil, gas, the high price of gas. Everybody I talk to is furious about it, and Barack Obama seems to have painted himself in a corner on that issue.
And what people are not hearing about this issue is the bill that Nancy Pelosi is killing permits the voters of California to opt out.
Yeah.
They could say, no, we don't want it off our coast, but Jersey and Florida do, and they can have it.
Last question. Do you think it hurt him by not going to visit those troops in Germany we were talking about? I thought Mike Huckabee had probably would have been a really good response last week had they adopted that. Yeah.
It hurt him. It hurt him a great deal. But this is all superficial fluff. The lead was fluff. The come down is fluff. The important thing now is that we have just discovered his problem: women over 40. That's what this whole race is going to come down to. Women over 40.
Why are you laughing, Susan?
Women in there. It's about time we got a little power somewhere, right? Everybody should pay attention.
All right. Thank you.
40?
Yeah,
I'm
Of course,
surprised.
you ran the Dukakis campaign.
I was 12.